Girl.
I was working. I was doing Media Girls. I was doing Streets. I still was with Fanbase, but I had stopped doing with Fanbase.
Sometimes, we had events that we was doing too.
We was doing events on our own. Like, it was just a lot. Like, God was putting us in the right rooms at the right time, meeting the right people and getting those connections. It's okay to be busy, but is it actually going to get you where you want? You got to really figure out what it is that you want, and you actually have to prioritize the things that you actually need to be giving your time to. And if God's not the center of what I'm doing, I don't want a part of it.
Okay, guys, we're back. Did you miss us?
Because we missed you. I'm sorry.
Okay. So we're switching things up today. So if you guys don't know, my name is Shania. I am the producer and the photographer of the Lightroom Testimonies. And today we are interviewing our host.
Hey, y'all. You know it's your girl, Milana B.
So today we have another episode of the Lightroom Testimonies. So here we go.
Oh, I'm in the hot seat.
All right. Okay, so you have shared so much with us about others' journeys, but let's start with yours. Who was Milana before the vision of the Lightroom Testimonies, and what did your life look like before God began calling you to create this platform?
Oh, that question is a deep question. Who was I before the Lightroom Testimonies? I believe who I was before Lightroom Testimonies is basically who I am now. Just like a young girl living in her purpose and still trying to navigate life, but with him, not on my own.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like I've always known what I wanted to do. I've always known I always wanted to be on TV. I've always known I've always wanted to be a personality. And I know that I've always been a God's girl, like always. So it's like I've just always had that love and the vision of being on camera, producing a show, having my own television network in the future, and somehow giving it all back to him.
Right.
Because he's the reason why I'm here. So like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel like who I was before and who I am now are pretty much the same.
Molding together.
You get what I'm saying? It's molding together. I'm just getting more into my destiny, more in my purpose I'm digging deeper in.
Yeah.
And I'm also still trying to figure out what's next. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
But staying present too.
Yeah, like not moving too fast, but like moving at like your own pace.
Yes, exactly. I've like during this whole journey, I've always learned it's extremely important to focus on your own lane and to focus on him as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing it at the same time. It's very hard to focus on yourself when you're worried about others.
Yeah, and it's hard to like, if you don't stay focused, it's hard to like regain the focus once you lose it.
Exactly. And I've always been deeply rooted in my faith, and always been someone who's just always been in that space where it's like I'm around prayer warriors.
You grew up in the church?
I grew up in the church.
Right.
Girl, I grew up in a home church, homemade church. Like, I grew up in actual church. Like, I've been in all type of churches. So it's like I've always had that relationship with God. It wasn't until, well, we can get deeper into that when, we can get deeper into that one.
Okay. So with that, can you recall a specific moment when you felt God's presence on your life? Like, not just a call, but where you knew like God was in it?
I got baptized when I was 12, I believe. I was going to Buckhead Church, and it just was something tugging on me, just telling me like, okay, it's your time. Like, I'm seeing like, not because of, I've seen this person get, baptized or something like that. I'm just going to get baptized.
Right.
No. Before, I wasn't really aware, like, what it actually meant
when you got baptized.
When you getting baptized. I just always remember, growing up in the church, people going down to the altar, people are getting baptized and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once I started like going to youth groups and everything like that, and I'm learning God more, I was like, I want to get baptized. And I begged my mom to get baptized. I begged my dad to get baptized. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get baptized. And I remember getting baptized, and I invited all my friends at the time and my family. And after church, we had went out to eat and everything. And I feel like that was one point in my life where I felt him the most. Was because I was literally like yearning for him. Like I was like going to so many Bible studies. I was going to church like faithfully every Sunday with my dad or my mom. You get what I'm saying? So it was just like, that's when I felt him the most. And another time I felt him was when one time me and my mom, I forgot what age I was at. It had to be older than 12 because I was going to Word of Faith at this point. So it had to be like when I was in middle school or like in high school.
Because how old are you? Like what grade you in? Like when you're 12? That's like what grade is that?
I think that's like 6th, 7th grade.
Okay, so that's still middle school.
Still middle school, yeah. Okay. So it had to be another time when I was in middle school or in high school.
Probably like 8th grade.
Yeah, probably like 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Because I started going to Word of Faith around 8th grade. Actually, yeah.
Probably when 8th grade going into 9th grade.
Yeah. You know, I'm getting older now, so I'm trying to remember all these doggone memories. But I just remember one day being at Word of Faith, and I remember my mom and I were sitting at the top, and you know, Bishop was like, he was just basically like, you know, if you guys want to turn your life around for God, or if you feel like you need prayer or anything like that, like, you know, when he calls everybody down, like after prayer and stuff like that. And he's just, to the altar, like, come down if you need prayer, come down, like, oh my God. So I remember in my head, I was like, girl, don't get up. I remember this. I was like, girl, don't get up. Don't get up.
You was
stay sit. I was telling myself not to get up and go down to that altar.
That was like the devil.
It felt like, you know, me, I was saying I'm not finna get up. Yeah. God got me up. Like, y'all, I kid y'all not, and I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything like that, but me personally, I did not get up. Like, I felt like a push, like a pull up and walk down, and it was so heavy on me because I was crying the whole way down to where I didn't stop crying until after we left the after prayer room. So it was like I just felt so heavy, and then after all of that, it all released. Like I felt so like light, and I'm like, there's no way nobody can tell me that God's not real, right? Because he will literally push you when you're uncomfortable, when you don't want to be pushed. And I felt that the most at that moment. Like, and it was just so unbelievable to me because I kept saying, I'm not finna get up. Right. And girl, he got me up. I was talking myself out of it. I don't know why, because it's like, I already had that relationship with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you know,
I think it's like, you know how some people, when it comes down to like you being at church and you see some people like praise dancing and stuff like that, I feel like some people, like, you know how like you're a kid and stuff and you view it as like, oh, like I don't know like what they're doing, like it's because you don't understand it until like you get older and you feel like that moment yourself, and it's like, okay, now I see why people running around the church, and I see why people
speaking in tongues and all that.
It's like I really see why, like, you have the pastor, they come touch somebody, they fall out, because it's like the Holy Spirit,
I promise you,
presence, like it really, and it's like, you know, when you're in like the Holy Spirit and the presence, like you really feel it in the room.
Exactly.
Like, you really, like, I don't know for you, but I know for me, whenever I feel it, the room is so cold.
Girl, it's like,
like
it's a beautiful feeling, and it's like, unless you felt it, you wouldn't understand, because it's like, it feels like an outer body experience, just a little bit. Feeling. Like it's just like, it feels great, right? Like, and it's like, we're not preachers or anything like that. Like, trust me, not at all.
We're still walking in our faith journey.
Definitely still not perfect, like we're not even trying to be preacher or nothing like that. We're just trying to put y'all on,
right? Okay? Like, you know, how we feeling for real? Because I really feel like when it comes down to, a lot of people, they don't be wanting to share like their testimony and stuff. So like, even for like you to just come on here and share like how you were as a child and how it's like shaped you today, like I really feel like a lot of people could resonate with that.
Yeah, girl.
Because like, I mean, a lot of people don't be wanting to really like step out and say like, you know, this is what happened to me, or this is like when I felt God for real. And it's just like, you know, God is everywhere. Like, he's always present. So I just feel like it's really good that in those moments when you really feel like I don't know what to do, like he's gonna make sure he pushes you. Yeah. Okay, so
he here right now.
Right, hello.
Always hello.
Okay, so everyone sees your ambition, but we rarely talk about the sacrifices behind the scenes. What has God asked you to lay down, give up, or leave behind to pursue this purpose, and how has this shaped you?
So, okay, what have I sacrificed and had to give up? Okay, so let's talk about last year. I had to sacrifice so much last year. I was literally like overextending myself so much last year, 2024. I was working my 9 to 5, and at that point, it was just so much going on to where it ended up not being a 9 to 5. I was doing 12-hour shifts at that point.
Right.
But I was working 9 to 5. I was interning. I remember I had 2 internships, working, then doing Media Girls. Like,
I feel like after that, then you had another internship, right?
It was so much. I was interning with Streets. I was
Media Girls,
doing Media Girls Network, and I was also interning with Fanbase.
And then when did you do
Propel?
Wasn't that a summer?
Yeah, that was the beginning before.
But that was still all in that year though.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God. Yes. I was overextending myself. I was doing so much, and I was literally like burning myself out, and I was feeling it. But it was the simple fact that I just knew I had to start from somewhere after graduation to pop myself off in the entertainment industry some way, somehow. So it was like, I was literally like burning myself out. I was close to him, but I wasn't as close and connected like how I normally would be. But because I was so drowned out by the noise and everything like that, and I was so like not making him a number one priority.
You just had a lot going on.
I had a lot going on. I was chasing like, you know, my dreams at that time, like extra hard. But the thing is, he doesn't say to like dang near like, you know, burn yourself out to where you can't do nothing. He doesn't say like, oh, you have to do this in order to get where you want to be. No, I was literally just doing that because that's what I thought I had to do. So it wasn't until I had a talk with one of my mentors, and he was just basically like, you're busy, but are you productive busy? Like, are you doing stuff that's going to help you get where you need to be? Like, it's okay to be busy, but is it actually going to get you where you want? You got to really figure out what it is that you want, and you actually have to prioritize the things that you actually need to be giving your time to. Because it's one thing to say, oh, I have all these internships, I'm this busy and stuff like that, but you're not making any progress anywhere. So he was just basically talking to me, keeping it real, and I was like, oh, I really appreciate it, because I wasn't really thinking about all that. I was just like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. So I ended up dropping one of the internships, taking a step back on some of the things that I was doing for other people, pouring more into myself, and really focusing on I'm not gonna say the most the most, you know, one that I feel like is the most as far as
the internships.
Yeah, what am I trying to say? I'm not trying to say like what's most priority. You know what I'm saying?
Like the one that you prioritize.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say like, you know, that, but basically what I'm saying was I had to really evaluate what it is that I want to pour my whole into. And at that time, it was working at the radio station. And because I really want to be a media personality. I am a media personality, but I really wanted to be a media personality at the time. I really wanted to do radio, and I really wanted to do hosting and everything like that. So that goes to say, I was doing all that, pouring my time in. I was changing my schedule around, sacrificing more time to be with the radio station. Just to prove that, hey, I'm really dedicated. I really want to do this. And this is what I'm going to do.
She was busy, y'all.
I was so busy, y'all. I was learning the boards. I was doing events.
She was going from event to event, work, event,
Yes.
work. I'm like, girl.
I was working, I was doing Media Girls, I was doing Streets, I still was with Fanbase, but I had stopped doing with Fanbase.
Sometimes, we had events that we was doing too.
We was doing events on our own. Like, it was just a lot. Like, God was putting us in the right rooms at the right time, meeting the right people and getting those connections and stuff like that, and those opportunities. So that goes to say, like, at one point during the summer when I took a break from Streets, God was really talking to me and was like, you're doing all this for other people. You putting your time into all this and all that. You need to put more into yourself. You want your own show. Right. You want this. You want that. Figure out what it is that you need to let go of and put me first and see where that leads you. Okay. So it's like, don't get me wrong. That was the most hardest decision I ever had to make because I really wanted to be on radio. Yeah. Like, I really wanted to be on radio. And I went to school, like, for radio, television, and film. You did. I was working at the radio station on campus. So it's just like, I really wanted to do radio at the time to where I was sacrificing a lot just so that I can learn, so that I could do it. But I was draining myself doing it. And if God's not the center of what I'm doing, I don't want a part of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I was telling you, like, if this is like really what God has for you, you wouldn't be draining yourself out.
Exactly.
Or feeling like, okay, I'm stuck. Because you felt like
I felt like I was stuck.
And I'm like, no, you need to move.
Exactly. Then I felt like, not only that, I felt like if I was going to actually go forward with, still interning and possibly getting a job with Streets, I felt like not only was my battery was going to be empty, I felt like I was just really going to be like, dang, I really could have put this all into my own platform or something. Or how can I give this back to God? How can I fit God into Streets? Like, something like that. Like, I literally was just like questioning, like, is this your work? Is this what you want me to do? Do I fit in? Yeah. And personally, it's like, although I wanted to fit in with Streets, I didn't really fit in with Streets. It wasn't really my brand. It wasn't really aligned with me. It wasn't really what I wanted. I'm not and don't get me wrong, I love it being there. It just wasn't me. Right. I didn't feel him. Yeah. So I really wanted to pour into myself, create this show that I've been planning on doing that I never had the time to do. I cleaned up my schedule. God blessed me with a team that I already had that I never knew. That we just needed to be connected. We needed more time. And that's how
everything
we got here.
Fell into place like how it should. I feel like we already had like our connection. So I just feel like when all the other people came into place, it was like you met them at the right time.
Exactly. And I loved all the connections that I made along the way. I loved all the things that I've learned and everything. The family that I've created. Like, I just love it all. But when it's time to move forward, you just gotta go. Yeah. When he tells you to move, you gotta move. When he tells you to leave, you gotta leave. Like, you gotta be obedient. Because if you're obedient, he's going to bless you times 10. Yeah. And this is just the beginning. So it's like, we don't know what he has in store for us, but I know it's beautiful.
Right. I feel like when you're in something, like how you was like doing all those internships and stuff and how you felt stuck is just genuinely because like God was telling you did not need to be there.
Yes, like my cup was so empty because I was trying to fill other people's cups. Yeah. Like I was trying to fulfill all those positions that I thought I needed to do in order to get where I wanted to be. Yeah. Like, you don't have to start here just because, Lala Anthony started here, just because Wendy started here, just because Luda did this and everything. Just because big names did that does not mean that's your journey. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own journey. Right. So it's like, we're in a whole different generation now. People are blowing up off of streams. People are blowing off of TikTok. Right. The dumbest things. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about stuff with substance. I want to give back to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a preacher or nothing, but I'm a guy's girl. Right. I just want to share testimonies. I want to shine my light. I want everyone else to shine their light because we all are light.
And bring back light into this world. That's definitely the main thing that we're trying to do. Okay?
Most definitely.
Because, like, you know how the world is nowadays. Like, everything that's going on in our country. We have a lot going on.
We're not talking politics now.
We have a lot going on. So I really think it is good and positive that like we actually have a platform like that we could share and bring like back to people and back to others.
Exactly. Okay, Shan, you're doing a good job. Don't be trying to steal my job.
Okay, so Purpose often comes through a process of breaking. Was there ever a time when you felt discouraged or thought about giving up? What did God teach you in that season of vulnerability?
After graduation, I felt very stagnant, and I was going through, you can ask my mom, like, I was going through it really bad. After graduation, I didn't have a job for months. So that means I was broke, y'all, the brokest I've ever been. And y'all know I like to spend money. Like, you know what I'm saying, which is bad, but I was brokest I've ever been. I was just going to the gym every day, and I felt like I didn't have a lot to do. Like, I wasn't really deep in media at that point. So it was just like I was literally trying to figure out, okay, God, what's next? Because before graduation, I thought I was going to do news, and I was planning to pack my whole life away to stay in Albany so that I could work at the news station. But news wasn't for me.
I talked her out of that. Oh my gosh.
The whole last semester of college, I was planning on packing up, moving to Albany, and working at the news station. I was shadowing at the news station. That was really what I was praying on. But sometimes the stuff that we want, God says, nope, that's not you.
Maybe I was one of the signs, because oh my gosh, y'all, I gave her a whole rundown of reasons why she should not stay down there and why she should come home, save money, and when the job comes, God will place it onto you. Exactly. And then that's exactly what happened.
Man, okay. It was a very hard time. Like, I was beating myself up I think it was 4 months. Those whole 4 months, I was beating myself up. I was very feeling discouraged because I didn't have a lot of opportunities and stuff that I was thinking I was gonna have as soon as graduation. I was seeing other people getting their big girl jobs.
Right.
I seen people going places and doing things within media, and I was just like, dang, I'm sitting here at home, no job, going to the gym, no direction. So I'm over here asking him, God, okay, what's next? So it's like, it wasn't until one day I had walked into urgent care with one of my friends, and I was like, y'all hiring? And I had got a job with Wellstar literally a week or two after. So I was like, thank God. It wasn't media or nothing that I wanted to do, but I love people. And if it's giving back and working the front office, that's completely fine with me. You get what I'm saying? So it was a blessing that I didn't know that I needed at the time. But that was one of my darkest moments. And besides when I was online, for AKA, that was Alpha Kappa Alpha, Sorority Incorporated. That was oh my God. My papa had passed away the same time I found out that I made line. And just the year before that, my best friend had passed away. So it was so much going on that year. Well, yeah, it was just so much going on that year. It was very depressing. And I felt like I could not, I didn't know what was going through my head at the time, but it wasn't positive things.
Right.
I was happy, but it was like, my papa's gone. I lost my best friend. I wasn't there for him the way I wanted to be before he passed away.
And I definitely understand that, because I was really close to my granddad. So that was really one of the deaths that broke bad.
Yeah. So around those times, it was.
That's why when you were going through, I truly understood how you were feeling for real. Because I'm
girl, I didn't want to talk. And the thing is, I had to be around. It's 56 of us. I had to be around so many people every single day during this process, and I really didn't want to be around anybody. It was just so much going on.
It was you had to
you had to go to school.
Yourself,
I was working at the radio station. I was shadowing at the news station.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Then we had 6 classes.
We had 6 classes. It was so much going on. Nobody talks about how it is being a college student, but dealing with real life stuff.
Yes.
Nobody really talks about that. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It's already bad enough we in school.
Right.
And it's we trying to survive. And we, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it was just all that. That was just so draining. But he got us up out of that. Like, he got me up out of it, and it's been beautiful since. Like, I'm not saying life is perfect, but our relationship got stronger just through those 2 different times of my life. Because I noticed that the times that I was feeling really like alone and where I wanted to be alone, he didn't let me.
Yeah.
He told me to come to him, and that's exactly what I did every time.
As you should, though. Like, he really calls you, like, when you were really needed to be there for real. He always brings you back to the center.
Exactly. He brought me back to the center. All right.
Okay, so we know you're passionate about the people you serve, but in the midst of pouring into others, what have you learned about self-care and protecting your spirit? And how does God call you to rest and recharge it?
So I never, ever take on too many tasks and I can bear, okay, ever again. Like, I learned to pace myself, go at my own pace, and I learned to not compare myself to anyone else, because comparison is the thief of joy. And I also learned to really like do self dates, like solo dates, and I learned to get rest. It's okay to rest.
Yes.
Like,
I always try to tell people that, like, when you're just so busy, like, you gotta have like some type of day where you find time to
exactly
yourself.
You have to rest. Like, pick one day out the week where you're just like, okay, I'm not gonna do nothing but lay down, watch TV,
and if somebody asks me to do something, the answer no.
Exactly. Or don't respond. like I'm still going through day. I'm still going through that now. Like, I have a hard time saying no, so it's like I'm like, that's why I was in so much, because I had a hard time saying no, because I wanted to please everybody. That's one of my biggest things, is that I have to learn how to stop being such a people pleaser and be a self pleaser more. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, girl, your cup needs to be.
Yeah, you're gonna burn yourself out trying to please everybody else, and then you live like, oh my gosh, like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
so I'd say, like, I literally I learned to take time to myself. I learned to literally like spoil myself with just my own self like affection and like you know, my own attention. Like, I talk to myself sometimes. I talk to him like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I'm my friend. God's my friend. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm in the car. People look at me. They thinking I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to him. Like, I'm okay with it. When I was younger, I used to be very sad when I felt like I didn't have this. I didn't have this person, my friend. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
My mom taught me, girl, just you're
your own
it's
friend.
Okay. My mama, my best friend too. Like, it's just like, girl, you're okay. Like,
you're your own friend.
Take time to yourself. Prioritize him. Build that relationship with him.
Yeah.
Work on your goals. Like, have fun with your friends. Yes. Another thing. Make time for those that love you and the ones that you love. Make time for your loved ones.
Yes.
Like, because you never know how long you have with them.
That's so important.
I wish to God I spent more time with my best friend before he passed away. I wish to God I spent more time with my papa before he passed away. But it happened the way it happened. You learn from it, and you learn to be intentional with your time.
Right. I definitely say, like, that's why communication is important. I feel like that is the standpoint of what everybody needs, is communication, because in order for you to keep in contact with people, you have to communicate. That's why it's important that, like, you do take that time to be with your loved ones and stuff, because you just never know.
Exactly, you never know.
As someone who's living out their purpose in front of the camera, how do you make sure that what people see aligns with what God sees in you? What do you want people to walk away with believing after hearing your story?
So every day in a prayer, I ask God to let his light shine bright through me. And genuinely, I do feel like I am a light. And I feel like
you are.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
I just feel like every time when I walk into a room, I feel like I lighten it up some way, somehow. And I just feel like the way that he sees me, I ask him to shine bright through me. I feel like that's how people see it. See, you saw it. ain't had to say it, but you saw it, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I make friends everywhere I go.
It's your personality.
You gonna think I love people. Like, I meet people everywhere. I was just at Punta Cana, and I met about all type of friends. I'm talking about Guatemalans, and I'm talking about Hispanics.
I'm about to say, is that even like?
Don't ask me that. I don't know. I'm talking about. I'm like, I positively impact somebody's life every day, and I ask for that too in a prayer, because it's just like, you never know how you can brighten up somebody's day.
Right.
Just by giving a smile, a wave, or have a blessed day. Like, I just feel like that's very important to me, because not only that, I am a sweetheart, y'all, but my friends call me a Sour Patch Kid. I can be one too. Like, I can turn a little grouchy, have a bad attitude. You get what I'm saying? I really can. JB back here making faces, and Shania, I can. But y'all, God's still working on me.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you have to be, I'm very upfront and honest about me. And he sees the work that I do.
Right.
So, say what you want, but I am a growing person. And at the end of the day, he's got his hands on me. Okay. And that's how I feel about this, your question. I feel like how y'all see me is what you get.
Yeah.
How he sees me is really, really what I care about. I do love y'all. And y'all gonna have your own opinions about me, regardless if you feel like I am sweet, I'm not sweet, I'm real, I'm not real. Everybody has an opinion, and y'all are very entitled to how y'all feel. But as long as you are very confident in yourself, and you know yourself, and you love yourself, and you know that your people love you, and that they understand you and stuff like that, even if they don't understand you. I don't know if I'm making sense right now, but basically what I'm saying is, be confident in yourself, love yourself, to where the only people opinion that you should really care about is his about you and how he sees you, yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, I do care about how my mommy and my daddy, I do care about how my moms, I care about how they feel about me. I really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, does that answer your question, Shania?
It does answer my question. So that will bring me to our following question.
Okay, the last one, right?
The last one. So, what is one word or phrase you would describe the chapter God has you in right now, and why?
My word is going to be consistent. Okay. I need to learn how to be more consistent in everything that I do. Don't just say I'm going to do something and do it for a day. Literally do it. And do it again, 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 and learn how to keep on doing it. Right. So that way you can actually see results and get somewhere.
Well, y'all, that brings the closing of the Lightroom Testimonies.
Thank you guys for listening to my journey.
Tune in, subscribe, like, comment, share, repost.
LRT, Lightroom Testimonies. Peace.
Bye.